Hello everyone, this is Godo. Welcome back to Islands of Insight Hub Puzzle Series. So it's been a few days since my last recording. I had skipped forward in the date a little bit just to facilitate easier recording. It's actually kind of difficult to record when I open up the game for one day and it's like it has two puzzles that spawn in there. Like I need to do them or else they're gonna go away, but then that's it for the day. So I think what's actually gonna be easy. Ooh, puzzle radar. Is if I kind of do my recording session in these kind of time-dilated days, if you will, where basically I utilize kind of time-skipping mechanic. There will be a few disadvantages of this, such as I'm not going to be able to use CDIS, I'm not going to know exactly what's what on a given date and time. Basically, I have to set my clock and hope. But I'm going to be doing it mostly for the sake of the recording and just to make the recording process easier. So yeah, without further ado, currently, I took a quick look at all the available puzzles right now, and there's nothing available right now, as I already knew. But what I can do is we can jump forward today, kind of do like a time warp, and here you can see on the left, all sorts of new puzzles are spawning right now, because it's like, whoa, hold up, it's time to spawn new puzzles. And if you look around, you can actually see puzzles shifting around in real time, like you'll see. Sky drops move, armillary rings expire. Oh, there goes some more puzzles even. So just give this a second to finish updating, and then we'll take a look to see if there are any new puzzles available for us. I don't know if we have to wait for this whole thing to finish spamming our screen. Yeah, there we go. Okay, everything should be done processing now, so let's take a look. So Serene Deluge, we are done with all perspective, we're done with all hidden. So we are looking for logic grids. No logic grids spawn today, on this date I set it to. We don't need movement, we do need shifting mosaics, which there's none of those available right now. And we need crystal labyrinths, none of those. Okay, so we looked at Serene Deluge, let's look at Shady Wildwood. We need a labyrinth. We need one of these, shifting mosaic, I think we need. We don't need movement. We don't need hiddens. We do need a sentinel stone. Nope, the sentinel stone we need is not available today. And none of the grids we need are available today. See, that would have been a whole day I waited for there to be 0 puzzles available. And then in Verdent Glenn we need logic grids and we need match 3s. None of which are available today. So we're actually going to go ahead and time warp again here. Bloop. Here goes another 24 hours we're jumping. Okay. Actually, it looks like it updated immediately here. I see 9 out of 21. That is the 12 remaining puzzles we need. Awesome. We got 4 of the logic grids we need over there. So at the very least, we have something to do over there in Verdent Glen. We don't have our Sentinel Stone still in the Shady Wildwood. We do have our Shifting Mosaic and our Crystal Labyrinth. We have all of our remaining logic grids. We have all of our remaining memory grids. Nothing else. And then let's look at Serene Deluge. Yeah, look at this. 16, that's most of our logic grids. 1 music grid. Many shifting mosaics. Okay, so this is now going to be went from being a 0 episode to being holy moly a lot of things episode. So let's get cracking, shall we? So let's see. Connect all light cells, dark dominoes. Okay. Just kind of taking this slowly here. Whoops. Connect all light cells. Alright. Okay, yeah, so I guess this was a day where we must have missed a lot of puzzles, because there is a lot today. Let's just go over here. Oh yeah, I forgot to put up our starting totals. I actually don't know if this is our current starting totals. Let me look to see if this is accurate. Hold on. I might have forgotten to update this for a couple of episodes. Okay, so my starting total as of the last time I ran save stats was 16,105. And we're at 98, 99, 98. Okay. So there we go. There's our starting total as of me running save stats the last time. Alright, let's get cracking. We have at least 12 match 3s here. That's going to be all of the remaining match 3s that we need. And then we have 4 logic grids, which isn't all the remaining logic grids, but it is going to be a few of them. I should also probably go and take that puzzle radar I saw from the Serene Deluge. It's not going to do us any good sitting over in Serene Deluge when we are not in Serene Deluge. Let's go get a big jump up here to look for logic grids mostly. Nothing up here that I can see. Alright, those armillary rings are being a little stingy to me. I didn't really give them a fair shot to solve, but it's like, I'm not trying to solve them, I was just trying to, you know, mess around with them. Alright, no dark squares, and connect all dark cells. Should be fairly easy. No dark squares. Here's an armillary pancake. I guess I'll go ahead and grab that. Oh, that puzzle's done. Okay. Well, so far we found several match 3s that we've solved. How about some match 3s that we haven't solved? Here we go. Here is one such example. Let's start with this. Seems like a good starting move. And then let's do that. Oh, nope. We have messed something up. Let's do this match 4 first. No, that's not going to help us either. Well, let's undo. What else? What other route can we do with this? Let's back it up. So we're going to need to do... How many of these green pieces are here? There's 10. So we need to do 3, 3, 4. We can do a 4 like that. Then we can do a 3 like this. There we go, that did it. Alright, nice. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this puzzle radar right here. Let's ping this. 2, 3, 4, and then we do know where there is the puzzle radar in the Serene Deluge over there. I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna remember that one, okay? Let's just assume I'm not gonna forget that. So 5, and then let's go down here and do this puzzle. Okay, this looks like it should be nice and easy. I have been deceived before, though. See, look at that. Did you see that deception? There we go. Alright. Let's continue backtracking over here. There's a launch pad up here, isn't there? Aha, yes. I will take that. It's not too fast, but it does save us some time. Okay, that's not how we want to start this. Let's start this with... We need to break this up here. I mean, that certainly worked. How about that? That was a pretty clean solve once we saw that route at the top of the puzzle to start. Let's go ahead and grab the logic grid down here. There's only going to be 2 more after this. Pretty simple one. Knowing what we know, anyways. Okay. Let's do this first, up there. Then that, then this, and that. Clean. Very clean. Alright, let's go through the trees, because why not? Let's move this over here to prepare this side of the puzzle, but now we're good. I was going to say now we've screwed things up for ourselves, but after looking at it, we were, like, actually okay, so. Alright, so far all of these match 3s we're getting are pretty easy. New music grids and on falls. Uh-oh. We need to get rid of this guy over here, so let's do this to start. Then let's do that. Doesn't give us any extra options after that, though. How about this move? No. You can't match up into nothing. Alright, how else can we start this? We can start it by doing that instead. That doesn't really help us, though. We can do this. That seems horrendous. Let's not do that. This doesn't... Oh, that does get us where we need to be. Okay. You know, I'm just like... I'm about to be done with every single match 3 in the whole game, and I'm, like, still terrible at them, so... Whatever. Terrible is a relative thing, by the way. Somebody's probably like, wow, he's amazing. And other people are probably like, he is terrible. Or terrible is an understatement. I don't know. It's a matter of perspective. Whoa. Okay, well, I guess we're back up here now. In fact, since we are back up here, let me just go ahead and grab the, grab this trash that my hand kept touching here. Grab this puzzle radar over here before I forget it. I promised I wouldn't forget it. There's going to be a few things over here probably that are going to pop into view. Yeah. And there's a star puzzle here too. Oh boy, we're going to have quite a day at Serene Deluge. But I wanted to come back here while the radar is active. Really want to finish Verdent Glenn off, so getting these match 3s off the table is definitely the priority now. Preferred priority, at least. So 1 marker, 2 marker, right over here. Actually, I can mark it better. Let's just mark it there. 3. Kind of oddball spawns over here against the mountain. This is always an odd one. In fact, here, let me put my thingy up here. And hopefully we can find another one with the radar. No? Okay, well. Hopefully I didn't waste too much time with putting the warp beacon there. I do appreciate the time saved in backtracking it, at minimum. Oh, we got a Wanderer's Quest for match 3 puzzles. Do we have 4 more? We have 5 more. Okay, so we can actually finish this Wanderer's Quest. Okay, what's good to start here? This seems like an okay start. Then that seems not good. Let's undo. There we go. We also got to turn in this luminous quest I'm hanging on to. Let me do this match 3 and then go turn it in and see if there's something more beneficial we can do instead. Oh, great. 2 colors. Alright, we need to do a match 3 here instead. Whenever I'm at this spawn, this like twig that's on the edge of the puzzle always throws me off. So we can only do this or this here, which neither of us gets us where we need to be, so let's find somewhere else to start. Maybe do this move first? Okay, and then this... No, we need to do a match 3 here. Where's our match 3 options? We can do this, which gets us stuck. We can do this, which gets us stuck. And... can't do any other moves, so... once again, this is not the way we want to go, because this just leaves us with 2 of those. Alright, so this is the start of the puzzle. This seems really bad to drop that and leave that over there, because then we have to move something into that. Which seems like unideal. Yeah, like, see, doesn't seem to be a good way to go about doing that. How about if we drop that, then we do this move? Then that gives us that move, then that move. There we go. That gave us 1 extra tile to drop there at the end, and be able to finish there, so we weren't being left over with 2 tiles. Did I just explain that properly? Wow. So Sentinel Stones we don't have. Hidden Objects, Morphic Fractals we don't have. Shifting Mosaic we have, but the rest of this we do not have, so... and guess I'm just gonna go questless. Did we have a Sentinel Stone over here? I don't think I looked. We do not. Unless one spawns in the next hour. But honestly, I don't want to mess with tweaking the clock by 1 hour at a time, so we're just going to leave it. Let's go back to this corner of the map over here. We do have a puzzle radar. What are we looking for at this point? We have how many grids left? We have 2 logics left and 3 match 3, so we need 5 puzzles in total. We also have all 5 waypoints, so we could use them all, but having a puzzle radar to take to the next zone would also be nice. Whoops, I hit a tree there. Alright, we need 2 more puzzles. There's 1 of them. Last one's not going to be down here, so let's go back up this area. Well, there's our last puzzle radar, or no, not our last puzzle radar. There is a puzzle radar for us to take. There's another one up there, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that one, and just remember that there is a match 3 down there-ish. Aha, there's our missing one. So our match 3 is up here, and that temple up there, and then I see another puzzle radar there. Good lord. Too many match 3s. Or too many puzzle radars suddenly. Alright. That seems like a horrible starting move. Let's not do that. Let's try this instead. Okay, so we need to do... There's 6 here. We need to do 2 match 3s with those. Let's try doing this first. No, that's not what we want to do. There's not really any good moves we can do here, so let's undo. Maybe doing this move first is a horrible idea. Sorry, never mind. We already tried that. What other moves could we do? We could start with that, but then this is isolated over here. Very awkward, so that's probably not the way to go. Once again, not the way to go. Let's go ahead and start with the tan piece again, but what other moves do we have here? We can do the green piece, which leaves us with that, which is bad. That's the same thing. That is bad. Yeah, we can't really do anything about that. If we could get rid of one of these pieces first, I feel like it would help. Maybe if we do that first, it actually helps us. Hold on. We have an extra blue piece up here. Can we get rid of that somehow? Okay, so we do not want to do that. Stop doing that. Stop it. So can we get rid of one of these blue pieces before all of this crud falls down? What if we do this first? Now we set up the match 4, and everything else falls into this. Yes, okay, great. Let me do one of these with a marker first, so I can use my marker and move it over to one of those puzzle raiders I saw. What's this? No Knights moves? Okay, no Knights moves. No Knights moves. That is not a Knights move, my bad. No 5 in a row. Alright, and then, let's see. This can't be dark. All dark regions have area 4. So this is dark. That's light. And then we don't really have any more information, so... Does anything here break anything? Like, if this is dark, then these would have to be dark here. And that would make those light, that light. That would be light. That would be light. This is kind of hard for Pipper, not gonna lie. So this would have to be dark, dark. Light, light. Dark, dark, light, light. Okay. No 3 in a row. Basically, just make a zigzag. Alright, now that we've cleared up a few markers, let's go back up here. I wanted to mark that puzzle radar down there. And then this is the match 3 we previously unmarked. Okay, so let's try starting with that move there. That sets up a nice match 3 here, or match 4 for that piece, and everything falls into position. Alright, very nice. We finish our Wanderer's Quest. What did we have up there? Did we have a match 3? Nope. Okay, so our last match 3 is over there, and then those are puzzle radars, and this is a puzzle radar. So actually, let's move our warp beacon here, so that I can use this to kind of launch across and get to those other... Okay, this is the last match 3 of the whole game, right? Oh my god, it really is. Praise the Lord. Alright, this doesn't get us what we want to see here. What if we do this upper match first? We need to get this stuff lined up. Okay, I think we've done it. Ooh, that's it. No more match 3. We're done forever. Yes. And with that, we're done with Verdent Glenn. So, for today, that is. We still have... Whoops, wrong button. We still have... where is it? 20... Not 20. 18 logic grids left, and then we're done with Verdent Glenn for realsies. But for now, let us move on to the next zone. We have 3 markers we can use, and we're going to go to the Shady Wildwood. Whoops. Okay, 3 markers, Shady Wildwood. Let's go. Alright, here's number 1. Here's number 2. And then I see... Oh gosh, there's a star puzzle here? Oh boy. Here's number 3, and then let's just remember a couple of these. I have this one, the one that's directly behind it. And then where's this 80 puzzle? An 80 and a 118 in that direction. Okay. I don't know why I'm saying the distances, like I'm gonna remember what the distances are or something. Okay, can't connect that. Because, reasons. Let's see, 4, the only way we can make 4 is to do that, so that finishes that 4. These cannot connect, so this is going to become like that. And this shape is done there. Alright, 14 is kind of a big shape down here. How do we do this 14? And also the 6. So we do a light here, this 6, this becomes dark, and then this becomes light. So I don't think we can do a light here. I think this has to be dark, right? Then these two would have to be light. That would have to be dark. This one needs to be light, and then the 6 has to go like that then. Alright, and then the 14 should just be something like that. 14. Okay, nice. Alright, there was one over here. Another 4-kipper. Light, light, dark, dark, dark. Light, dark, light. Light, dark, dark. Feels like some weird lyrics to a song or something. Alright, we don't have one symbol per area rule going on or anything. So, dark there. Alright, that was pretty smooth. Let's see if we can find that pattern or memory grid. Here it is, it's a memory grid. Ooh, that was almost like, I almost caught enough information to actually see the whole thing, but it ended up needing 2 extra peaks. Alright, we're gonna go to this star puzzle in a second. I want to try to get these 2 that were over in this corner. I also don't really know if I did a thorough enough push into the corner over there, so we might as well have to come back here with a puzzle radar anyways. So the less things we have, the better. So far so good here. I was just kind of flow stating those pentomino and Tetris pieces out. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just like, they were just like coming out naturally. Alright, so there was a grid down here somewhere. Do I remember where? Maybe it was this one. Hopefully it was this one. 1 symbol per light area. Okay, so this is gonna have to reach the 6 most likely. So this is part of the 6. And this is part of the 3. Alright, pretty clean. Alright, we've now done all the puzzles we mentally were keeping tabs on. Let me just come up here and take a look manually. Maybe we'll just spot a puzzle. I mean, when has that ever been a good idea? Not ever, really, but... Yep, that's just how it is, I guess. I do see 2 puzzles over here, actually, so that's kind of funny. Maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. Alright, connect all light and dark. So there's a border there. Dark has to connect. Dark has to come through here, so it's going to be dark is B, A is going to be light. Alright. There's actually 2 puzzles over here. Very good we came over here then. Alright, no 4 in a rows. And then no checkerboards. No 4 in a rows. No checkerboards. No 4 in a rows. Alright, please give me something else to do than sing this song. No checkerboards. Alright, now what are we looking at? That move, I guess? Dark's there. Dark here. Dark here. And can we just go all light cells up here? We can if we do that. Then we gotta go light, light. Presumably just light in that corner, because it doesn't break anything. Alright. Slightly annoying pattern, but we survived the puzzle. Actually, do we want this? No, we don't want that touching. Okay, never mind. This goes here, this goes up there for that galaxy. We don't want that touching. Yeah, those don't want to touch, like, at all, even a little bit. So this goes here. This we definitely don't want touching, right? Yeah, so let's untouch those guys. Admittedly, I'm being a little lazy and just clicking to see if this is valid. Okay, that was like hella lazy, I apologize. Okay, well, that was a good amount of puzzles we got. Even without the puzzle radar. Oh, look, there's another one even. How many logic grids are here? Jeez. Still another 18. So, yeah, we're, this is gonna be a little bit of puzzling today. 1 symbol per light area. Connect all dark squares, no squares. Okay. Nurikabe, we know the rules. And so do I. Sorry. Let's go through there. This 4 is probably good up there. And we need a light here. We need this dark to come out there. We need this 3 to not do that. Probably do this so this 3 can come down here. Uh-oh, hold on. There we go, that's better. And that 3 will just do that. Okay, cool. Alright, we have done so many puzzles that we didn't even have marked. Let's go do our marked puzzles finally. We have a big... Over here, big 2-star boy. Okay, connect all light and dark. And, everything's basically going to be symmetrical with respect to these pieces over here, so that's how we're going to start this then. Okay, so everything based on that so far should be okay. We need to connect all light and dark. That means we can do a border. No dark squares. Okay, that's our... I was like, what's stopping us from just doing this? It's that rule, so... No dark squares. So this light is gonna have to come into here. I'm actually thinking we can just do this. Okay. Well... I guess when you visualize the whole solution of the puzzle, the 2-star becomes not really a 2-star anymore. But we did have to get like halfway there before we saw that, so it wasn't for naught. Alright, all numbers are off by 1. Oh boy. All numbers are off by 1, and we don't really have like a very good starting point here. Like, I guess this 5 can be a 6, so... And then this 6 can be a 7? Like, yeah, sure. Then the 3 can be a 4, these 2s can be a 1s, but what is the 4 gonna be? The 4 would have to be a 3 with the 2, and then that 2 can be a 1. Okay. I'm gonna say we lucked out a little bit on that one. Alright, connect all lights, no squares. No squares. Light and dark, and light and light and dark. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, that's everything we had marked. A lot of stuff we found. Let's go back to our place where we have our puzzle radars over here. Ooh, that launch pad really like sent us straight into the cliff over here. Alright, next puzzle radar, go. Back to the this place. Yeah, this place. Sure, that's totally what this place is called. Let's jump up here. I want to go this direction. So how many markers do we have? We have 3 markers. We have 2 more we can use. I'm going to use 1 there. I would actually like to jump down here just to make sure that we did a good solid sweep in this corner of the map. And so that we're not ending up going later. Let me see if I can get a good bonk off of this and go flying that way. I, in fact, got 0 bonk, so that was very rude. Thank you for the lack of bonk there. Let's go back to our pearl, and then I want to go towards our maze out this way. This side I know I can get a good bonk off of. Oh, but our radar just expired, so I'm actually just going to fly back up here and get this puzzle. It may have seemed like we wasted a radar, but that's, like, good to have double-check that area we walked on foot. Just because, you know, we didn't actually know for sure that we got everything over there. Is that all the light pieces? All the dark pieces, I mean? And yeah, it appeared to be. Yeah, so this area over here, I don't know that we really did a good job searching. There are 2 radars over here, though. Let's mark both of them. Radars go crazy at this point when you have so many unlocked. Alright, let's go and do this other puzzle over here we have marked, and then I want to go get that last radar from Verdent Glenn. Then we can start using the ones we found over here. Alright, 1 symbol per light area. Oh, this is gonna be like that. Just how far they can reach. Hadn't done one of those puzzles in a while. Alright, back to the Verdent Glen. We are going to grab that last radar, and then we'll be out of the Verdent Glen's hair for the rest of the episode. Okay. Let's grab this and go, go, go. Back to the... What is this place? Shady Wildwood. Yes, of course. I think I want to get a good boost off of this guy. That was not a good boost. Something tells me I'm not going to master getting good boost off of these blocks by the time I'm actually done clearing the map over here. Alright, so this is as far as we need to go this way. Let's turn and go this way. I was going to say we are looking for a maze, so there's our maze. We can actually go ahead and leave this in front of our maze. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because this ground over here is very picky about where it likes to allow me to put those, apparently. Can we get over here into the corner? Not quite far enough into the corner, but we now have a good idea of where we can at least put our beacon. Hello, armor ring in the middle of the maze. Okay. We marked a logic grid in this area. Let's grab this logic grid and then let's move our warp beacon a little bit closer to the edge. Alright, so far so good with this galaxy. Whoops. Maybe not so far so good. Where did we mess up? Well, that's not good when it says the literal first tile we placed was an error. Yeah, so let's, start over from the beginning, I guess. For lack of a better option. Ooh, I hate when galaxies make a shape like this. It's very annoying to look at / work with. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. This goes there. That goes there. This is here. Alright, there we go. I really hate the zigzag galaxies. Alright, how far is this? Why do I keep... Hold on one second. Options... Controls... Where's N? I keep pressing N on accident. Menu encyclopedia? Yeah, we don't need that. Found. Erase. Exit is... Keep. Okay. Now I'm not accidentally opening that when I go to hotkey something. Or, bookmark. Bookmark? Waypoint? There we go. About 100 meters. Let's go ahead and put this waypoint over there. Alright, we have a few puzzle radars we want to pick up. Let's start with this one over here because we know... No, let's start. Never mind. Yeah, let's go and get this one over here because we know we have two next to each other, so we want to clean those up so that we don't have to keep making this trek over and over. move you down there, and then grab this one. And then warp. Alright, we are all clear to the back corner over here. Let's turn this way. Okay, here is our mosaic that we were looking for, and a logic grid. How many markers do we have available? We have 3 available, so 1, 2, and 3. And that's it for our available markers. There's a couple of mosaics up there. It might not be bad to remember those two mosaics up in that temple. I think I can remember that. Let's see if we can't get a sweep of the border edge over here. The borderlands, if you will. Honestly, I don't know that we were really close enough to sweep this area, so I'm going to jump up all the way, and then I'm going to fall back down over there. So we're going to go jump up over there. Nothing up here. Anything down here. Alright, I'm just going to trust that we got everything over there, and if we didn't, then we'll grab a puzzle radar, I guess, and if we did, then nothing to worry about, right? Okay, 1 symbol per dark area. So we have to decide which belongs to which. I think we're going to start with that. This can't actually belong to that one, so we're going to break that up. Whoops. Did we mess this up? 1 symbol per dark area. Oh, no, we did not mess it up. I just was... I was just diagonal symmetrying badly in my head. Okay, we have 1 mosaic over here. This is our last mosaic for the whole zone, right? Yes. Awesome. Maybe it's gonna be a super hard one for us to see it off. Or maybe it's just gonna be that. Okay, well. Anticlimactic, but I guess we're done with those. Let's do a warp beacon up here on our launching island, if we end up having to do a flyover again. Don't actually know how many puzzles we have left, so we're gonna see here momentarily. Dive down and get this 1 pipper down here. Whoops. Boing. And hey, another radar. Cool. Alright, so perspective is all clear. Logic grids are all clear. Okay, I think we're all done then. And we did our maze. Okay, yeah, that's it. We're all done. That leaves 1 area to go. And we already know we have 2 puzzles to start with over here. So let's go ahead and grab these 2 to start. There's 2 inside of this building. Okay, this doesn't look like a particularly pleasant puzzle, but it doesn't look particularly awful either. I may have misspoke. This might be horrible. Oh no. Alright, we got there. That wasn't too bad. There's our other one that we saw. I did say it was, like, in the building, but I guess I could have been behind the building, too. Alright, very good. For our next warp beacon, let's go up here, and I think I want to actually start from, like, maybe here-ish. And then I want to go... Oh, hey, a logic grid. I want to go, like, that direction. Dark regions have area 3. Okay, well... That's certainly a way to start this puzzle. Okay, okay. Let's see, this actually looks like an okay move, because we can do this over here, and then over here that ends up turning into, like, this shape, which seems a-okay. So that all seemed to have worked out. And safety foresight at that point. How do we want to handle the rest of this, though? Oh yeah, that actually is how that needs to be. Okay, I don't know why I spent so long looking at that. Alright, looking pretty good here. This cannot connect. That can't connect, okay. Probably spent way too long looking at those last, like, 5 blocks there. Oh, hey, another puzzle. Looks like it should be pretty easy. Another puzzle. Wow, can we, like, stop getting puzzles? I would actually like to go back and get those other puzzle radars. So let's stop this connection. Four. Gotta go down at least one. Then that stops that, then that sets that up. Alright. Okay, puzzle radar is set. Let's go get, or not puzzle radar, our warp beacon point from where we want to get our puzzle reader is set. Alright. So we've got 3 radars over here we can take. We're going to take one. It's going to leave us with 3 markers. Okay, we're going to leave that marked because I saw this radar here, actually. Warp back up here. We have 3 markers, okay. One is a puzzle radar. I actually saw that before we left. I just kind of spaced it and forgot about it. 2 and 3. Oh wait, we only had 2 markers though. Darn it. Okay, well, hopefully I'm just gonna remember where one of the previous radars is. If we even need it though, to be honest. Like, we've kind of been having excess stock of radars. Maybe I shouldn't be sweating it too hard. Okay, dark rectangles only. And dark regions are squares. Dark rectangles only, so this has to come at least up. This one has to... Honestly, that one can go either direction. Alright. I forgot what the total puzzle count of Serene Deluges today, but I feel like it was kind of a lot, so this is going to be kind of a lengthy episode, which is going to be a surprise after... Well, I guess it's not really a surprise when I'm, like, literally forcing time to move forward, right? Okay, what do we need to do? We need to move this stuff over. We need to move it over differently. I feel like that was correct. Now what, though? Now we can't do anything. Okay, so it's not correct, actually. This is actually one of the harder mosaics. It's like, we can get this over here, but then we can't do anything, so it's kind of pointless to do all of that. I feel like I'm just moving pieces around in a circle here. Yeah, we're like 2 moves away from the start. What even have I accomplished? Like, this doesn't get me anywhere. Can I do anything with this? No, I can move these up and down, and that's not useful. So we have to do something like this. I feel like I want to get this piece, like, behind the other pieces, basically. How can we do that? Hold on, how about something like this? No, we only succeeded in getting a piece further jammed up here against the ceiling, which is not helpful. Come on, dude, why is this so hard? What about... Oh, wait a second. Okay, this is something we haven't seen yet. Yo, hold on. Let him cook. Yo. Yo, we've done it. Okay. Alright. Can we get an easy one, please, after that? Thank you. Alright, what else did I have marked over here? Was that it? Yeah, that was kind of it. This radar just went crazy. Alright, oh, and we have a grid over here we totally missed in our radar sweep. Let's see, we have 2 more markers. Let's get a big jump. One more marker. And 0 more markers because that's puzzle radar, and we're just going to leave it at that. But here we can maybe eyeball the position of a couple puzzles here. There's one here at the entrance of this right building. There is one in the middle of the waterfall, and there's one on top of this building, and then where's that? 2 over there-ish. I'll try to remember the 2 over there-ish, but... Let's see... Oops, wrong button. Helps to know those puzzle shenanigans after doing them so many times. The connect all light cells, no dominoes. Alright. The game is being generous again with another easy shifting mosaic after that torture session it put us through before. Okay, there were supposed to be 2 over here. I don't know exactly where the other one's gonna be, though. Don't feel like it was down here. You know what? We have enough radars. We can just leave it for next time. I will put a warp beacon up here to continue our radaring. But for the meantime, let's go ahead. 1 symbol per light area and connect all dark cells. Okay, well, there's a start. 1 symbol per light area. Dark's gonna have to come out there. Dark's gonna have to come out here. And it doesn't have to come through here. It could go down and around. So far, I'm not really getting why this is a 1-star puzzle yet. But we shall see. I have definitely been fooled before. Alright, if we go up, we get stuck. So this has to be dark and connect out that way. This has to come through here. Okay, now we're starting to get a little stuck here. So let's think about how this needs to flow through here. This needs to come either through here or through here. These paths are mutually exclusive. I guess it probably makes more sense for this 2 to come up like this, which would prevent the blocking of that path there. Then the dark can come up this way, and that has to be dark. So that's like a unique solution that I can do. This can go like this can go like this, that can go there, and that can go there. Okay. Pretty clean solve, I think. Only made like a minor assumption there. Okay, that's a radar. We have a grid down here. We have another grid over there, okay. How many? I forgot to check our puzzle count again. Let's see. We're all done with perspective. We don't have any hidden. 10 more logic grids, 1 music grid. 8 more shifting mosaics. Okay, so we're less than 20 puzzles away. Connect all dark cells, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 14 though. How about... Yeah, there's definitely not enough room here to do all of those. These have to connect in some way. So if we do that, we kind of separate the dark cells over here. But if we wrap around here, that's 14. So that doesn't work either. Well, crikey. We do 13 without, like, intersecting like this. Just kind of blocking in this area the tightest we can. So we have an extra one here. Oh, we can just make that one light. Okay. That was actually not too bad. Alright, one more grid over here. 5 and 5. So basically anything outside of this 5 scope we cannot add a piece to, so that's going to be those pieces. And yeah, that was all that it kind of wanted us to recognize, which we did, so huzzah, I guess. Alright. Let's just go down here, let us get this puzzle radar. Oh, I forgot this, this logic grid over here. That's one I had mentally noted and then forgot about. Whoopsie! How many markers do we have? We have 2 more. Ah, this is why I missed this one. I wasn't looking down here towards this cliff area. Since our teleport beacon is up here, let's go get a couple puzzles kind of figured out in a different location. Let's do this puzzle up here. It seems up and alone and kind of out of the way, so let's see. Okay, I see a trail of puzzles I can follow here, so let's do this puzzle and then drop down and do that trail that I saw. Okay, so this has to be like that to start that out. 7, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Okay, we can't connect those, so that's just going to end up finishing that. These 7s are surely going to connect. And that's just going to finish that up, okay. So I want to drop down here. I'm going to get this one. Then over there, there should be another one. Then under here, there should be another one. Yeah, looking good. This looks pretty easy. Just need to do it better. Let's reverse the position of these 2 tiles. Now I think we can be stuck in the same way we were stuck a moment ago. Okay, well, shoot. This is what I get for calling this puzzle easy, okay? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Can I... No, I can't, because that's why. That piece is too wide to do that. I'm trying to basically move this piece behind there. So okay. Let's set some rules that make sense. This can't slide behind that, so we have to do it like this, obviously. Okay. I was just overcomplicating it. On the other hand, this looks like it'll be super easy. And then... I've almost dropped too far. This one doesn't look like it'll be too difficult. We do have to get this big old piece out of here, though. So let's start by moving this out of here, and then everything else can just kind of slide up. Okay. Not too bad. 83 shifting mosaic mastery. And hey, here's our music grid. If you make a symmetrical music, that's what it looks like. Just a pair of glasses. Alright. Cool. What are we doing? I have lost my train of thought somehow. Okay, warp back up here, do these puzzles that I marked. I just got really absorbed in that music grid for some reason. Did I just see a puzzle radar here? I sure did. Alright, basically star battle, but not exactly. I think we can just propagate these light cells like this. Propagate, and we're done. Star battle, but not at all. Okay, we had a mosaic, and then another mosaic down below. I'm not gonna call this puzzle easy. Can't really get that behind the other pieces, huh? Or can we? No, not really, no. Oh, now what? I have managed to stack all the pieces on top of each other, but that doesn't really help me. There we go. That helps me. There we go. Another puzzle radar over here even. Whoops, I don't want the tree. And I think I have enough radars where I can just forego any strategy. Just kind of like go wild with them. Alright, let's try going the other way. No, that's not gonna do it either. There we go. I kept going from extreme to extreme, but I didn't stop to think maybe I need to go less extreme. Good life tip in general, if I'm being honest. Like, sometimes it's not about being one crazy end or the other, it's just kind of being in the middle, and being tolerant of yourself being in the middle versus an extreme direction versus not. I don't know why this turned into philosophy suddenly. Alright, we have 2 markers left. Let's go down there is a good spot, and then down there is a good spot. Alright, and then for up here, let's see, down there on the floating island we have a logic grid. On the ground we have a logic grid. Okay, we have another logic grid over here as well. As per usual, just way too many logic grids. All dark regions have area 5. We are working with pentominoes here. Connect all light cells. Pentominoes. Oops, misclick out there at the end, but it's okay. Like, honestly, it's just okay. Is this another puzzle that's gonna embarrass me? Alright, not too bad. Not too bad, that one. why I put that tile down there. This has to connect. 6, 7, 8. Dark regions have area 3. If I go up, that breaks this, so this has to go this way. Now that can come out. 4. So if any of these are dark, they're all dark. The 7 is now somewhat restricted. It's got to go like that. Which restricts this over here. This, 5. The 7's got to go like that, which now makes this have to come down. And there we have it. Okay. We are cruising to the finish line here. We are almost done. Let's see. We have... Whoops. I clicked into Lucian Waters on accident. We've done all of those. We've done... There's 2 more mosaics left. Four logic grids. So yeah, just a few more logic grids and mosaics, and then we're going to be all done. I feel like for this we want to do something like that. Alright, clean. Why would I want to do that? So I can do this. Okay. How many mosaics left? Just one more. Oh my gosh, and this is going to be our last mosaic in the whole game? Yes! Let's go. I'm sick of these things. Alright, jeez. Let's just grab this puzzle radar like heck. Why the heck not? Alright. Fast sweep in this direction towards the pearl. We do in fact have a logic grid here. We even have a puzzle radar down there. We have so many puzzle radars over here right now. We don't even care about them. Let's go up here. Boost to the top. I want to get a nice fast swing on this guy. Let's turn right with this guy to kind of swing the right side of this map. Alright, here we go. We have a logic grid here by that building and then a mosaic down there. I think that's all of them too. So that should be all of our puzzles. Alright, 12 no squares. Or squares only, I should say. So 3 is gonna actually not have to do anything too crazy. 5 is gonna have to go horizontally. This 5 has to also go horizontally. So for 12, I'm thinking 12 to do this, 6 to do this, 5 to do that and that, 8 to do this, 4 to do this, 3 to do this, and 2 to do that. Hey, how about that? And then we have a grid here, basic 1 pipper. Alright, 7. These both have to go down 1. Actually, those have to go... Yeah, that's correct so far. 3s both have to go up. 4s have to go this way. 5 has to go like that. Kind of hard for a 1 pipper, I don't know why. This is our last shifty mosaic. It gives us this. I mean, okay. Goodbye, shifting mosaics. So happy to be done with those. Oh, man. Alright, and we just have one logic grid? Yep, one logic grid. Let's go get her done. And then after this, I'm going to go ahead and run our save stats. One symbol per light area. All light regions have area 6. Okay, well... So that actually means those have to do that. Those can't touch. So 6 has to go like this. Excellent. And then 4 is going to have to go up here. 3 does this. Three is going to have to go like this, make this 6 shape like that, and then 4 is going to do that. Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad of a last puzzle there. I'm going to run save stats and then be back with the save stats preview, so I'm going to pause because this episode's already kind of running long, so be right back shortly. Whoa, hold the phone over here. I totally missed Sentinel Stones in the Shady Wildwood actually reset 9 minutes ago, and I didn't see that we had a new puzzle available over there. So we are going to go find the Sentinel Stone right now. Let's freaking go. I'm going to take this radar with me and just, like, go ham over there. Alright, Sentinel Stones, show me your location. Sentinel Stones have a few spawn points, so let's just go check them out in sequence. We know there's one over there. That one is solved. This one directly below us is solved. Oh, there it is. It's the one that's in the middle of the water feature area. Another puzzle, like, completely wiped off of our to-do list. There we go. Crazy. Alright, well, I'm going to actually close the game and then run save stats, just to make sure that everything properly saves and shows up in save stats, so be right back. Okay, here we are in save stats. Yeah, we went kind of crazy today. We finished all the match 3s in Verdent Glenn. We have... what was that? 18 logic grids left. We finished all logic grids in Shady Wildwood. We only have 2 pattern grids left. That's crazy to me. And then in Serene Deluge, we finished all but 2 crystal labyrinths. No more shifting mosaics. And then we have 4 logic grids, 2 music grids, and 3 pattern grids. So wow, look at this. We are 31 puzzles away from the finish line. Amazing. Clap, clap, clap for me. So in total, we did a total of 67 puzzles this episode. So yeah, just 31 to go. And like, funny enough, most of them are in Verdent Glen. 18 are in Verdent Glen, and then the other 13 are in the other 2 zones, so that's crazy. Will this be the semi-finale? Maybe. It could be. We could find all of them in the next episode. But we really don't know. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Anyways, if you are enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and etc. By the way, this I forgot to mention, this is still on the time warped time over here, so the actual time of this recording is in the past from here. So, if you are enjoying the series, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. How do I stop this thing?